Have you ever felt like your cat is staring right through your soul on your worst days? We have all heard the tired, relentless stereotype. Dogs are endlessly loyal, man's best friend, while cats are aloof, selfish, and could not care less about your existence as long as the food bowl remains full. But what if everything we have been told about feline empathy is completely wrong? Are they just looking for a warm spot, or do they actually know you're hurting? Today, I am breaking down the fascinating, deeply moving science behind feline emotional intelligence. We will discover exactly how cats read our minds, our bodies, and our moods to uncover the truth about their hidden empathy. The science of the empathy stare. When a cat stares at you, they are not just plotting world domination or waiting for a treat. They are studying you intensely. Recent scientific studies have shown that cats are incredibly adept at recognizing human facial expressions. Researchers have discovered that cats behave significantly differently when their owners are smiling versus when they are frowning. When you are happy, they are more likely to approach you, purr, and display positive body language. When you are sad or angry, they tend to read those subtle facial cues and adjust their behavior accordingly. They map the tension in your jaw, the drooping of your eyes, and the lack of a smile. They possess an intricate understanding of the topography of your face. But vision is just the beginning. Stick around because in a few moments, we will reveal how your cat uses a completely different, hidden sense to literally sniff out your sadness. It changes everything you know about them. Hearing the heartbreak. Long before you shed a single tear, your voice betrays your emotional state. Humans are incredibly vocal creatures, and when we're sad, the entire acoustic profile of our voice changes dramatically. Our pitch drops, our cadence slows down, and our volume decreases. We might sigh heavily or let out subtle vocal fry when we speak. Cats have spectacular hearing, originally designed by evolution to detect the faintest squeak of a mouse hidden under thick layers of leaves. This means they can easily hear the minute shifts in the frequency of your voice. If you speak to them in a low, sorrowful tone, they register that this is entirely different from the high-pitched, upbeat baby talk you use when you are happy. They memorize your baseline audio profile, and they immediately know when your voice signals distress. The empathy posture. Our bodies constantly leak information about how we are feeling, and cats are master observers of physical form. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. To survive, they must be hyper-aware of the body language of every creature around them. A slight shift in posture can mean the difference between life and death. When you are sad, your body instinctively collapses. Your shoulders slump forward, your head hangs low, and your movements become slow and lethargic. To a cat, this dramatic shift from your normal, upright, confident walking pace is a glaring neon sign that something is profoundly wrong. They recognize that your energy levels have plummeted. You are displaying vulnerability. And because they view you as a giant, mostly hairless member of their family, your sudden vulnerability is deeply concerning to them. The secret language of scent. Now, let us talk about that hidden superpower I mentioned earlier. It is easy to forget that beneath our clothes and perfumes, humans are walking factories of chemical reactions. When you experience intense emotions, your brain releases a cascade of different hormones. Stress, anxiety, and deep sadness trigger the release of cortisol and adrenaline. When you cry, your tears contain actual chemical differences compared to the tears produced just to lubricate your eyes. Cats have an olfactory system that is 14 times stronger than ours. They possess a special organ on the roof of their mouth called the Jacobson's organ, which allows them to essentially taste scents in the air. When you are steeped in sadness, your chemical signature changes. Your cat can literally smell the stress and sorrow radiating off your skin. They do not just see that you are sad, they inhale it. How cats react to your tears. So they know you are sad. They have seen your face, heard your sigh, watched your shoulder slump, and smelled your stress. What do they actually do about it? The answer varies depending on the personality of the cat, but the intent is often exactly the same. Many cats will suddenly become Velcro pets. They will abandon their favorite sunbeam to come and sit on your chest, your lap, or right next to your head. They might start gently rubbing their cheeks against you, an act known as bunting. By doing this, they are depositing their own reassuring pheromones onto you. They are essentially claiming you as their own and trying to overwrite your stressful scent with their calming one. In their own unique way, they are trying to make you smell like safety. The slow blink of sympathy. Have you ever noticed your cat sitting a few feet away, just staring at you with half-closed eyes, occasionally blinking very slowly? In the feline world, a direct, unblinking stare is a sign of aggression or a precursor to hunting. But a slow blink is the ultimate sign of trust, vulnerability, and deep affection. Cat behaviorists often refer to the slow blink as a feline kiss. When you are crying on the bed and your cat sits at the foot of the bed giving you these slow, deliberate blinks, they are actively communicating with you. They are telling you that they are present, that they are not a threat, and that they love you. They are offering a quiet, non-intrusive form of companionship, holding space for your grief without demanding anything in return. Do they care or just want food? Skeptics love to argue that when a cat approaches a sad owner, they are simply taking advantage of a captive audience to beg for treats, or they just want to steal your body heat because your crying has confined you to a warm bed. But numerous modern studies absolutely refute this cynical view. When given the choice between food, toys, and human interaction, the majority of socialized domestic cats will choose human interaction. They actively seek out their owners for comfort and play. If a cat were purely acting out of self-interest, they would ignore you until you walk toward the kitchen. The fact that they actively interrupt their own schedules to investigate your distress proves that their bond with you goes far beyond the can opener. You are not just their staff, you are their family. The breed factor. While every cat is an individual with its own unique personality, genetics can play a small role in how emphatically they react to your emotions. Certain breeds are notorious for their intense, almost dog-like devotion to their humans. A Siamese or a Sphinx might loudly vocalize their concern and refuse to leave your side until you stop crying. A rag doll might go completely limp in your arms, offering themselves up as a living, breathing plush toy for you to hug. Meanwhile, a British Shorthair might offer a more dignified, quiet support, sitting like a stoic guardian at your feet. But regardless of whether you have a purebred show cat or a scrappy, mixed-breed tabby you rescued from an alleyway, the fundamental hardwiring for emotional connection is present in the entire species. How to respond to feline comfort. When your cat does make the effort to comfort you, how you respond to them is absolutely crucial. Even if you are deep in your own sorrow, try to acknowledge their effort to connect. Reach out and give them a gentle scratch behind the ears or under the chin. Speak to them in a soft, reassuring voice. You can even try returning that slow blink we talked about earlier.
By accepting their comfort, you are actively reinforcing the bond between you. You are telling them that their empathy is received, understood, and deeply appreciated. This interaction triggers a massive release of oxytocin, the love hormone, in both your brain and the cat's brain. In that quiet, shared moment, you are literally healing each other. The stress loop is broken. Final thoughts on your feline friend. The next time you are feeling incredibly low and your cat wanders into the room, do not dismiss them as a tiny opportunist looking for a midday snack. Look closely at their body language. Listen to the specific pitch and rhythm of their purr. Appreciate the profound, incredibly complex way they are trying to bridge the gap between human and animal. They may not be able to offer you verbal advice, and they certainly cannot fix the heavy, complicated problems of the human world. But what they can do is far more important. They can assure you with absolute biological certainty that you are not alone. And sometimes a quiet companion who smells your sadness and decides to stay anyway is exactly what we need to keep going.